Howdy folks. The purpose of this video will be to detail exactly where I've been, what I've been doing, where you can find me, what's next for me creatively, that whole thing. And if you don't really want to sit and listen to me rant for the next X amount of minutes, this whole thing is unscripted. I'll include a summary and try to be as succinct as I possibly can, so you can just read that instead and probably get all the information you need. And alternatively, for those of you who don't really care in the first place, fair enough. Thanks for popping in anyway, and hope you have a wonderful day. For those of you who are sticking around, before I get started, before I get into it, I wanted to apologize for not making this sooner. It's a video that I've wanted to make for what feels like years now, but I couldn't really find the words, and I also have this weird thing with like self-promotion and self-advertisement. And I feel like the information about like where I've been and all that, it has been present in like the about section of my YouTube. I don't know, it feels always sort of obnoxious and redundant to make something like this and say, hey, here I am, when all of that stuff is there. It's like, yeah, we know, goodbye. But at the same time, though, every now and then I'll receive a comment on a video that I made years ago, or I'll do something cheeky like the Resident Evil 3 thing that I made, and I'll get people going, where is he? When's he coming? But does this mean he's coming back? And I'm just like, well, maybe I should say like a blanket thing so people actually know, who may not know where to look and who care anyway. So this is mostly for those people. And I also want to thank all of you for supporting, for watching, for caring, just for as long as you have, for sticking, even though I haven't really posted anything. And for those of you who don't know about what I've been doing and all that already, for sticking with it despite there being no content, that means a great deal. And I apologize for not providing you with any sort of information sooner. In regards to where I've been, the simplest answer I can give to that is Twitch. I've done Twitch for a little longer than I've done YouTube. Well, started YouTube, so 2012 is when I started streaming on Twitch. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Twitch, it is a live streaming platform that previously focused on video games and has since become a different beast entirely. I do streams there 4 days out of the week on my channel, and then I do late night with Cry and Russ over at Cry's channel on Saturdays. So it's my schedule is Tuesday through Friday. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I start at 7 p.m. Central and go to pretty much whenever I stop. And on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I do 4 Central to about 8 or 9 p.m. Roughly, I would say I go about 4 to 5 hours on all days, but I've noticed that I recently changed schedules from on Tuesdays and Fridays to a later time. And I've noticed that I tend to go longer than 4 or 5 hours on those days because I am feral and cannot be stopped. But that's where you can find me. That my handle there is twitch.tv/snake. So if that at all interests you, you can watch me play video games live and hang out with the community that's there and interact and all that. I would say it's a good time. It's something that I have enjoyed more than I have YouTube. It's far more relaxed. The people tend to be great, and it's a good time. So if you're interested in that at all, feel free to just pop in, and if not, that's okay too. I say that because this YouTube channel, is going to, from this point forward, become a Twitch broadcast dump. So like a VOD dump for previous broadcasts. So if you don't really care about making a Twitch, or if you can't make streams, you can catch them all here. Like, why not consolidate instead of making people out platforms if they don't really want to? I will not be doing any more traditional Let's Plays or game-related things here. This will mostly be, unless I can think of something else gaming-related to start here, This gaming channel will be primarily a Twitch VOD dump from here on, so you can catch missed streams and see all of those shenanigans without having to deal with Twitch if you don't really care to. All of that said, I specifically said gaming channel because I will be making a second channel that focuses primarily on my writing stuff. And that'll include things like the mud video I did way back when, and also a setting that I've been working on for a little over a decade now. It's called Dream Catchers. I'm not really going to get into this too much, just because I would like to save that for the actual channel when I make it. But it's called Dream Catchers. It'll be like, it's inspired by X-Files, Lovecraft, Resident Evil, even some MCU like narrative structure, well, more like the Defenderverse narrative structure. It's inspired by a bunch of things, but I intend for it to be spooky. I intend for it to be intriguing and hopefully fun. The writing for that'll be twofold. It'll most likely consist of shorter like audio things like the mud video and also tabletop RPG stuff, because I intend to have supplemental writing for a tabletop game that I'll be creating and running, and I'll be slapping all of that content there, as well as whatever miscellaneous writing that I do along the way. So if that at all interests you, I'll post a second video as like an announcement for that when all of it goes live. But as it stands, I still have some details to sort and some kinks to work out from that whole thing, that whole process before I officially launch it. But that's on the way. It'll happen hopefully some point early this year. Beyond that, that honestly covers it, I think. To summarize, I've been over at Twitch. You can find me there at twitch.tv/snake, and I hope to see you there. I hope that I hope that people really understand my whole departure from YouTube thing, and I can give a little background if maybe it does need to be said. YouTube for creators who are not part of a network is what we in the business call a dumpster fire. Like it just does not work out for specifically gaming content. It's not limited to gaming content by any means, but I've noticed that making gaming content on YouTube, when you're not part of a network who will fight for your videos and are favored by their algorithms, they tend to have a hard time because of things like automatic copyright claims. So as a platform to produce content on for a living, it kind of sucks, because 9 times out of 10, well, maybe that's being excessive, but let me put it this way. Videos that I've put out years ago, my Wolf Among Us playthrough, for instance, just at the end of last year, at the end of 2019, I had 3 copyright claims on old videos, my Wolf Among Us playthrough. And what that means is an automated system made a claim against, like they compared my video to someone else who has a network, someone who put out a Wolf Among Us playthrough of their own in 2019. They compared my older video to their new video and claimed that my content was theirs. And it's an automatic process. So then you have to, as a creator, go through and dispute the claim. And once you do it, they have a bunch of different options to choose from. And once you go through all of those motions, the person who made the claim can sit on it for 30 days before they either have to dispute it, or they can say, okay, yeah, we were incorrect, or we remove this claim. And over those 30 days, they receive the revenue for it. Or at the very least, you don't receive the revenue for it. The person who made the video does not receive the revenue for it. I'm not entirely sure if they get it. Like if they are granted that income for as long as they keep it, but at the very least, the person who created the content in the first place gets nothing. So that makes it really difficult to put out gaming content, especially when developers like Nintendo and Konami, by default, are pretty strict about what content you can put up. And they'll claim, like legitimate copyright claims, they'll claim it pretty much immediately. and then you don't get anything for it anyway. And it's really developer specific, and there's no way to know which ones will care. So that limits the amount of content that you can put up, and it's a whole thing, and not really worth the amount of effort that goes into making a Let's Play compared to the amount that you get back from it. To me, is disproportionate, and it's not worth. It's just not worth. So yeah, that is why I migrated to Twitch, pretty much fully and permanently when it comes to gaming stuff. And I mean, yeah, it has been better to me than YouTube ever has. So again, if that is at all your proverbial jam, I look forward to seeing you there. And thank you for listening to this, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful year. Let's not die in this year 2020. Agreed? Agreed.